I got so irritated with that last live stream. I was just like, throw the whole live stream away. So hopefully everybody will come over here. I apologize. We were starting to get real good into the conversation, and I had to disengage it because my microphone was acting up. Hopefully, okay, Jamie. Hopefully you can hear me. I got irritated. I just threw the whole live stream away. It was 4 people talking, and yeah, it was 4 people. And I had the jet lag over here, so it was not working in my favor. I know Big Rooster gonna have some words to say, so yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully everybody will come over here. So sorry. We had 30 plus people over there, and I am so sorry. So sorry. I'm going to be done with that microphone for a minute. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Good morning, Wellness and Frugal Mama. Yeah, we were talking about long distance relationships. If anybody has been in one, how do they work? We was talking to a lady named C. Ross. She was in Texas, and her mate was in Maryland, and they made it work for 7 years. I'm so glad y'all can hear me. I'm praying and hoping Big Rooster comes back up over here. Oh, this is awesome. We got 8 people out of we got 8 out of 30 back over here. Thank y'all so much. So I know on the last live stream that we just had over there, Jamia, I'm with you 100%. I'm kind of clingy, not clingy like a stalker or anything like that, but I need that affection. I don't think I could put it on hold like that. What's up, Tracy Anderson? Thank you so much. I'm glad you came back. I'm done with the microphone. On StreamYard. Maybe I'll use the microphone when I'm on regular live streams. It works fine when I use it. It's just when I try to bring people up, I can't hear them. I don't know what that is about. So, love at first sight. I am so glad you are here. We are talking about long distance relationships. How do they work? How do you make them work? I'm so upset that I had to let go of my other live stream because my microphone was acting up and I couldn't hear people. But oh, thank you so much. I just keep cutting and cutting away. Okay, we back. You don't try to let me pin this back up. Girl, unbiased. I'm so done with the microphone. Let's see. Copy, paste. Let me go into my live stream and let me pin it. Oh, thank you so much. I figured this could probably try to help somebody out if who is considering. What's up, Anne-Marie? Who is considering. Good morning, Miss Patty, Southern Kitchen. I'm trying to figure out your routine for the walk so I can get back on track on watching your live stream as far as the walk. Please, God, let me hear Sheet. Let me hear Sheet.
Can you hear me?
Sheet. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. I still can't hear you.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
Try.
Oh,
She need to try going on her cell phone.
this is so irritating.
That's what she can do. Try
Yeah, I'm just
logging
gonna
in
listen to
from
you on
your.
the cell phone. I'm not gonna redo it over again.
No, this is the thing. Log in on your StreamYard from your cell phone, and then mute the audio on this device right here, and turn it down.
Okay.
And then you should be able to use your headphones. She can't hear.
We got 25 back in here with. Hold up. Oh, we got Big Roosters up in here. Hold on there.
Miss T, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Rooster. She's
I know you.
logging in
I
from
know
her
you
phone.
can.
Yep.
So, Miss T, have you checked your settings to see where your output is coming from?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, output. Yeah, it says MacBook as my output.
Should be. I thought it should be set to your
Hey, I got it.
microphone.
I got it. I got it. I can hear you, Rooster. I
Hey,
can hear you.
Miss T,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
throw that? Can you throw that MacBook in the trash? Get you a real
Hell
computer.
no. To the no. See, the output
Yeah.
in a secret box, it had like a mute, but you have to go behind the scenes of the editing. Whatever. I figured it out. I hear you, mofo. What's up?
Listen,
And I
I
hope
just wanted to
Can't
sum up.
Stop come back up.
I just wanted to say you need some classes on technology. Throw that apple in the trash. Throw that apple in the trash and get you a real PC.
Wow. You want me to
I
just
told
All
you,
throw away and stack?
them apples
So
ain't nothing
that's
but a
all.
high price Gucci belt. That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's all it is. So I just wanted to say that to you. You're gonna have yourself a nice day.
No.
I can't comment on I can't comment on no long distance relationship because I ain't never had one. So
Oh.
that I can't do that. So I just
You
wanted
can't
to
do
say
it?
that to you though.
You would never consider being in long distance?
No, I'm in a relationship now. I've been in a relationship forever now, so I ain't no what you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think about another relationship. If this one don't work, oh well, I'm gonna be single forever.
Wow.
Yeah, so but yeah, y'all do y'all thing, and I look forward to hearing what she got to say because you know he's a philosopher, so he got a whole bunch to say. He'll dance around your question, but I'm damn sure want to hear what he got to say. All right, G. I'll at you. I gotta go. I gotta pick up some. I gotta pick some stuff up.
Okay.
I'm in the office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll holler. Hey, Miss T. The key
Yeah.
word for today. The key word for today. Technology.
Let me
All
make
right.
something easier. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
Bye. In case y'all don't know, now he's off the screen. He's getting a cargo van so he can move my stuff to California. He don't know it yet, but No. So you been in a long distance before?
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't that long distance, or it was like a couple of, I think, weeks, a month or two, but it wasn't that much because it's like we couldn't do nothing. You know, I would have to fly out there to see her, or she would have to fly to see me, and then who's paying for that? And typically as women, if they trying to get flew out, you paying. And if the relationship don't pan out, then I'm flying you out for what? Like, fly you out, and then you don't really like me, but then you got a free trip out the deal.
So that's why I wanted to ask, like, how did you meet this long distance relationship?
I was out of town working. I used to work for a moving company, so I was out of town working, and just moving around. And I used to go out every time. So I went to a club, went to a mall, bought stuff, and I would typically meet people. We get to talking, and we'll exchange numbers and conversating over time. Then either I go back to that city again, we'll kind of meet up and go around, or you know kind of see how the relationship go on the phone, and then possibly one of us fly out or whatever and meet. But it never got to that point.
Okay. So in a long distance, okay, so you meet them out of town, and then you go back home, like, okay, I would like to see you again. So you would have to fly them out. Would you let them, like a stranger, like stay in your house? Like, how does that work? Or do you pay for the flight and a hotel? Like, I don't know. How would I start that off?
Now, this is the crazy part. Nowadays, I would definitely get her a hotel. Because, I mean, even like I'm grown. So with the expectation of me trying to have sex, I mean, flying out, it's got to be a compound thing to say, well, if I fly you out and we going to hang out that's one thing. Or if I fly you out, we're gonna have sex. That's another whole thing. But the
That's a whole
expectation of
booty
me
call.
flying out just to have sex, I couldn't even. Nah, that's not even an option. Cause that's the thing. If if a dude fly you out, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna expect something out of the deal. Like if I just paid 300 for whatever for a ticket, and then we fly I fly you out, and the only thing you do is give me a little kiss on the cheek and say good night, and we've been hanging for like 2 days, and the chemistry should be already built on the phone. So
Yeah,
it's
Hey
like both of
y'all.
y'all already knowing what to
on
expect.
here also. Okay,
Hey
so
y'all. Do I have an echo or anything? I'm
no,
sorry.
you sound all
Okay.
right.
Okay,
Welcome in,
perfect.
welcome in.
You good?
So she said she had
I'll
that.
wait my turn.
But I just wanted to ask she, so like on top, okay, so I like okay, long distance relationships, you fly them out, okay, they don't have food and everything like that, so you gotta like make sure they have a hotel, or if they stay at your house, you gotta pay for food for two and stuff like it. Just sounds like a bill to me. And then just to do it every other weekend, I don't know. I don't know if I could
Yeah.
do it. What was your
And,
experience like? Make this go viral. Hello.
I'm sorry, I walked away.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I got a little something to say about this topic because yeah, I was in a long distance relationship. I really enjoyed it. But I would have been living in Savannah. That's where he lived, and I would have been living there. But the thing is, when this happened, my daughter was still in high school, and
mm-hmm.
so I didn't want to leave before that. But he kind of got impatient. My daughter did graduate, and I still didn't move. So he felt like I was enjoying it a little bit too much from the distance. So it's all about your love language for me. If your love language is that you need to be like this person right next to you, like you need physical touch, then a long distance relationship is never going to work for you.
Okay, so I'm pretty much out the ballpark. Well, I don't know because,
And
like I said
so,
earlier, I might need to start off with
can
part
you
time.
hit mute? Can't stop walking because it got loud as soon as he came up here.
Oh,
you probably have to. He's
okay.
driving.
Sorry.
You might have to mute. Oh, there you go.
All that. Oh, I get.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect.
Like I don't like I okay. No, let's not get it wrong. I would love a relationship, but it has to be the right person, somebody I'm really feeling. Um, right now I can't invest full time into or I can't, or I don't want to, either or, into like a full relationship, like come over my house later on today and do this, do that. I still have a child, like you said. It's different when you still have kids in school. um
Yeah,
I
I
have,
feel you on that.
okay, I don't have a nine to
So, I
five.
mean, it sounds like it will work. A long distance will work well for you if you don't like. You know how some people just need that warm body next to them every night. That I think that was him. We talked on the phone so much. I mean, I wasn't a phone person, but I talked to him for a whole year because I created this group that I met him in. So I met him on Facebook in my group, and then I was able to see him. I literally felt like I knew this man better than any man I ever dated in person because we talked so much on the phone, and then I seen him interacting with friends and people that he hung out with. So I was very comfortable. Like I would never do a dating site because too many creeps get on there. But the way that I met him was really cool. So a whole year, when we did meet in person, he came to me first, and then I went to him the next time, and then he came back. So it was like a back and forth thing. Lasted about a couple years, but he got frustrated and bailed out pretty much. But he still want me to this day. He just called me the other day, and that was back in 2015.
Okay. Well, we got a
Yep.
little first sight. Yeah, feel free to come on up if you want to. Her whole channel is about long distance relationships. If anybody asks me to fly up, oh, can't stop walking. Come on up here and say what you gotta say. I'm sorry. Uh,
No problem. I told the whole story, and you shut down the daggone live. We was sitting there cracking up, but and I'm gonna be quick.
mhm.
It's got its good and its bad. Um, the bad part, I got played twice by two different women. I was a jump off, and I was whatever y'all call it nowadays. But but the person I'm married to right now only sees me once a month.
for the
Really?
last 6 years. Yes, and I was actually supposed to be going through Georgia right now, but my time, I'm not going to be able to make it, so I'm just going to keep on going. But what I was saying with that is, you, Miss T, if you're going to think about this, or any black woman, any woman, period, you got to put on your woman detective hat. You got to make sure, and I'm not talking down about the brothers, but you got to make sure this is the right person for the right situation. You know what I'm saying? And I just happen to be the right person. Me and my wife, we talk every day. I check our cameras. I have cameras all over the house. It's not because I don't trust her. It's for security reasons. But I know where she is and I know what she does. She reads books every night. So when I check the camera, I turn on the security because she's too so lazy. She doesn't do it. I check how the temp in the house because I know she's not going. She's just gonna sit in the cold, and I know she likes 72 degrees. We
Right.
talk every day. You know what I'm saying? We literally talk we talk on her way to work, talk on the way to home, and our love language is we know what each other's gonna say, and it's possible. It is really possible because I've done all that. I've flown people out and I didn't expect nothing, and whatever. And I remember I flew one of them out. I spent like $600 or $700. So it was the last time I had. It was mad that I didn't have a Christmas present for her. I said that plane ticket
That
was
is
your
your
Christmas
gift.
present. You know what I'm saying? That man, it was mad at me, and her present was crap. I've spent 700 on you, but that's all I wanted to say. It's possible, but you just can't do it for anybody. You got to, like Miss V said, you got to be talking to him for a year. See if this is the one. And like I was saying before, when you shut it down, it's all about when is it going to be? Because my wife was independent. We were dating a very strong independent woman, and now she was even saying it when we were together for 2 weeks. She says, "I miss you," and I'm like, I love the fact that I hear her say that because you know what, babe, I wasn't feeling good this morning. I'm missing you too. I'm all in tears and wonder why I'm so sad. I miss you. So that's when I come home, it's not even about sex. It's about the fact that I miss the one, and I'm so happy to see you, and I love that feeling. But
Okay.
other than that,
So
I just want to let y'all know it's possible.
hold on, we just want to welcome in Lanice. She is an expert. Okay, she's making it happen, Captain. She's in a long distance
Hey.
relationship. And
Hey.
I'm so glad you came up. Oh, he done dip. So
he
I'm
was
so glad.
he
Thank
was
you for coming
preaching.
up here. I have so many questions. Thank y'all for coming up. So besides online dating, okay, I guess like she said, through work and everything like that, how do you gain that trust to be like, okay, I'm just gonna fly out there to see you and it's just gonna be great? I don't know. I guess that's
Um,
analytical.
yeah, I would preface and say I'm Lenise. I'm half a love at first sight. Just a little backstory. I met my now boyfriend on Facebook dating, and he lived in Charlotte. I lived in Atlanta, and we did long distance for about a year. So we met April. So we haven't even known each other a year. April 15th, in 4 days, it'll be a full year that we've known each other. And so this past October, we decided to just document our journey online because I would get questions from my friends, he would get relationship advice questions. So we just started documenting real time. At 6 months, people are seeing this like, is it going to work out? Are they going to, some people will wait till they're married to go public with their relationship. And so, yeah, for the past a year, we've just been documenting that. And April 1st, we just moved in together. So I'll preface this by saying, like, just any relationship, whether it's long distance, whatever, I think we have to work on ourselves a little bit. I think a lot of mistrust comes from people really honestly not even trusting themselves. If you're worried about what this person's doing, they're sneaky, this and that, it almost kind of alludes to your own personality and your own demons and shortcomings. I think you have to trust yourself, and know that some things aren't going to work out. I think a lot of times we're just afraid to take an L, that we have all these walls built up and we just push everything and any type of love away instead of letting love in. And just using our best judgment. And last thing I'll say is communication is vital. from the first conversation, what do you want? They live here, you live there. Okay, if it's not something that you think is not going to work out, I mean, don't even pursue the relationship, instead of focusing on all the negatives. The distance is going to be there regardless. It's something we both can't change. Unless you move to me, I move to you. So that is something that's not going to change unless both of you guys work towards that. But yeah, communication and just, like I said, just kind of trusting yourself and healing those, demons that you have. So.
Well, thank you so much. It is
Yeah.
like within yourself also. You gotta like trust that person, especially if you're in a whole different state. So how long after you guys met on Facebook did before you met in person?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Like we hit it off. I actually swipe right on him. I message him in the DMs like, "Ooh, I like your style." And then he saw one of my pictures. I was skating. And that's another rabbit hole we're talking about too. Like just finding hobbies, finding things to do. Like I get sex is a thing. Okay, elephant in the room. Talk about that from the beginning. Talk about that from the beginning. We're all grown. It's an elephant in the room. If that's something that you're willing to pursue or not pursue, a lot of people who are celibate or abstinent, whatever, they are upfront with that. Why can't you be upfront with how you might feel in that predicament? Like, hey, right now, if sex is sex on the table, is sex not on the table? So that was something we talked about. Not even gonna lie, in the first week, 2 weeks, just like, hey, are you sexually active? What's that about? And it's like, yeah, if I feel like I'm meeting someone, I find a connection. Yeah, I would prefer it to be with a partner that I'm in a committed relationship with exclusively. That way, everything is just out there. There's no guessing. Well, you knew I flew you out here, so what's up? It's like we can't make these assumptions. You might as well just ask. I mean, some women might be down for that. You just never know. I think you just kind of have to fill out the conversation, and actually have a conversation. Just don't assume things. And with the whole, I think the person said, flying people out. I mean, we don't have to always exchange sex for money. That's prostitution. I mean, you know what I mean? Like quality time is a thing. Yes, I feel like if it's such a pressing issue, if you spend money and sex is so pressing, like you probably shouldn't be spending money. You probably shouldn't be dating. And that's no shade to you. That's any man who, "Oh, I spent, the 2 for $20 at Applebee's. What's up? You putting out like, if that is gonna make or break the bank, sir or ma'am, don't date because you're gonna spend money regardless if it's distant or in person. If anything, you spend a lot more money in person. You don't realize it because it's a little transactions here and there, but y'all going out every other day. You're spending this on this person, buying gifts. Like the expectations are honestly a little higher in person as far as finances. So, but yeah, to answer your question, 2 weeks.
Okay. Um, Sheet or make this go viral. Y'all got anything to ask also, or y'all want to make a statement?
Well, Miss V, well, I'll say real quick too. What she was talking about earlier, and I say that a lot. Just kind of be open.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat around the bush about it, especially in any relationship, long distance or not. You know, if sex is a deal breaker and people don't want to have sex a lot, talk about that. I mean, just be open because the worst thing that could happen is that you guys are not together. I mean, you
Yeah.
really starting off in that relationship cycle. You don't want to try to make a relationship and then like 6 months or a year down the line, found out this person only want to be celibate till they get married. Then you like,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to have sex. So this is going to be an issue. And most people, they tend to not want to wait. And that's when the cheating and all that gets involved. So that's the thing. Be open about it. Even with, hobbies and stuff like that. That was one of the things that me and my wife talked about when we first got together about having kids and do I want to get married? And, what is marriage for me? What does that look like? We were talking about stuff like that, like upon the first couple of weeks,
Yep.
so it kind of gave me an idea what type of woman she is. And then, basically just, with you being on Facebook, seeing like family, like you saying, to hang out, me personally, seeing her around her family. And like I said, with her having kids, I could kind of see what type of person she was because that was my whole thing about having kids. That's like one of my biggest things about being married is having kids, having a foundation to where my kids can grow up with both parents. Because I mean, sidebar real quick, like I lost my parents young, both of my parents, so that kind of made me want to be more of a better father and especially hearing all the stuff that my dad did, and like I remember him when I was young, but all the stuff that he kind of laid in place for me, I wanted to do that for my kids. That's why I speak so highly about getting life insurance because my
Mm-hmm.
dad set up so many things for me, and I was like, I want to be a good father like my dad. Everybody telling me how good of a man he was, so I was like, that was my main thing on getting married young and trying to conduct and have a family was, trying to pick the right woman that, we both can work together. I don't want to work against nobody in a marriage because it's not going to work. If we fighting over things, we should have got this stuff out during the dating phase or, the so-called courting or whatever phase. But when people don't ask these questions, you don't know. And, you get led astray.
So, okay. Like I totally understand what you're saying, Lanice, about, say everything up front on the phone, you're dating in two different states.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Me, I'm just speaking to me. Maybe I am like relatable to somebody else who might be in the live stream. I'm a visual. Like you can say whatever you want to say on the phone to make it sound good as much as you want to. But I don't know. I need to see actions.
Mm.
So I don't know. Like I don't I guess
Where
let's
do
talk about the
you
trust part.
Yeah, and where do you, I mean, honestly, I think too, like I said, knowing yourself, like, where do you think that stems from? You might have to dig deep and think, like, was I in a relationship where someone was promising me things they didn't deliver? Why is this so important that I just have to, I cut off any aspect of, considering a long distance relationship? Why is that? And I think a lot of times it does make you reflect on previous relationships or times you got played or someone said they were going to do something they didn't do and they didn't deliver. So no, I mean, I get that. I mean, that's important. If you are a visual person and you know yourself in that way, that's cool. But how can that person still do that while being away? I got a package on my front doorstep at Amazon every other week. I'm a kind of visual too, but still like gifts, for instance, I'm saying like maybe that person can't be there, but say it's that time of the month. Why am I getting a heating pad in the mail? Like I'm tired, but that was something from him. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's what I'm saying is that if there's
I
a
got a
will, there's a
question for
way.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you say you're a visual person, what do you mean by that?
Like I like to see the person. Okay, like you could say this, that, uh, this is my intentions, this is what I'm all about, this is what I make and all that kind of stuff. This is what I like to do. I like to see that person actually doing it. I like to see like I'm just sitting here on the couch and you actually doing what you said that you would do. Like, this person just told me that, they do this a certain way, but I see you clearly, as far as visual, like I don't know.
Quality, would it be quality time? Like just being around that person?
That could help. That could help.
See,
But
she's speaking out. You pushing out the love languages because you reminded me of one,
Mm-hmm.
and mine is gift giving. His was
Mm-hmm.
personal touch, and so
Mm-hmm.
knowing your love language is very important. We actually listen to that together. But as far as being a visual person, I think we have video call. Like you could talk to him face to face every day. You could meet. You could like upgrade your studio in StreamYard and y'all can hang out in StreamYard and see each other. I mean, that's if you're really thinking about a long distance relationship. For me, it was one of the best relationships I had, besides my first one, in my opinion. It was really fun, it was exciting. It was something different, like she said. I was getting flowers at work and gifts, he helped with bills and everything. Like he was a real protector and provider, and we lived on the phone.
Yeah.
that's
It was
I
very fun. I feel like I knew that man better than anyone. Go ahead, Miss T.
Amen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever experienced love like that where somebody just like, well, here, I was thinking about you. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
flowers. Here's that. Maybe because I've never been on that type of level. Um, and like trust is like a very, the relationships I've been in, the trust was kind of suspect. It was kind of suspect. So, on top of that, them being in different states, I don't know. And they say you shouldn't uh base your new relationships off of stuff on the past, but like that's all I know. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like,
I'm gonna be honest, Miss T. I've never trusted a man more than I trusted him. I trusted
Mm-hmm.
him more than people that I dated in my own city. This man, I mean, because he was so different, I could tell. I felt like he wasn't doing anything. That's why he wanted me so much. And we lived on the phone, which drove me crazy a little bit because I'm not a phone person. But I did, I did adjust to it because I really did like him, you know. So it can work. You can meet real love online. I truly believe that after this relationship.
Yeah, I think I don't know, maybe it's me and like once again, based on previous relationships in my mouth.
Do you feel like you go for a certain type? Like I
Yes,
mean, okay,
I
yeah.
do. I like them older.
What's
I like
okay?
them. I like them financially secure. Um,
Mm,
yeah, they're definitely the breadwinners. Um,
yeah,
Oh my God, he wasn't my type. Maybe you should try something new. You
yeah,
know, what is a type? Because if the
yeah.
types you've been going for haven't been working, maybe you got to switch up what you like. I mean, it sounds like you got to you don't really know what you want right now. And maybe you got to get
Mm,
that straight first before you can go
yeah.
looking. And don't look too. Let him find you. And once you're ready, he'll be there. You know, I was just telling somebody the other day, like, if you got a broke down car on four flats sitting in the driveway, that new person can't come in. You still holding baggage, or you still got a person that you know, still into that you haven't let go. In your case, is just finding yourself before you can get with somebody, because you really getting into a new realm. Being you about to be an empty nester, like
Woo.
that's a big difference right there. Man, I feel
Mm.
you. It was my daughter. Now here you got a daughter around the same age that my daughter was.
Yeah,
And
I think
yeah.
I do want a relationship, but like doing so much of this YouTube stuff, I haven't like sat down and like, okay, let's clear the slate. Let's get rid of all this negative energy, light some sage or whatnot, and just, I still have it in the back of my head. Like, I don't trust these ninjas for nothing in the world.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where
That's
I'm at.
that's real. That's real. I
So
would say
trust
my
is
my
an issue for
boyfriend.
you. Hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
I would say my boyfriend wasn't my type too. I was going for people who look good on paper.
Mm,
And I've done this is my second time doing long distance. My first time was with my college sweetheart. Um, we did long distance for 4 years, and definitely there was really no trust there. I thought there was, but then towards the ending of that relationship, just everything came out and it all kind of made sense as far as, when he said he was at a work thing, if some other girl was coming down there to see him. So I've been on both sides. I totally get the
mm,
not trusting them, but I will say it's kind of up to both of you to have those proper channels in place. Like, I kind of got on my current boyfriend at one point because, he said he would go to the gym after work and I wouldn't hear from him for hours. And
mm-hmm.
that communication was, hey, when I don't hear from you and you say that you're going to be at this place and I don't hear from you a couple hours, it does kind of worry me a little bit. And just be vocal, like a lot of times we make these assumptions. Oh, he must be cheating like the last one. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Just be vocal and see how receptive they are. Hey, babe, when you do this and I don't hear from you, it makes me feel this way. And it's kind of up to them. The ball's in their court now. As a woman, I know people say that we need all these material things. Honestly, just security, affirmation. We don't really require a lot. Like as a woman, just make us feel safe, secure, and know that if this is like a monogamous relationship, that you're not searching for anybody else or in the wrong places. So I would say, yeah, last thing I'll say, he wasn't my type. I was looking for like college educated like me, degrees,
Mm-hmm.
engineer, making all this money. My ex, like well over 6 figures, drove the nice little Audi, everything, but was a serial cheater. Like multiple women didn't. I mean, it all came out, and I'm like,
That's my
for
daughter in
all
the
these
chat, and she's supposed to be
girls
taking her state exams. What? Hi, Deborah
calling
Marie.
me, calling
Hey,
me as a
Deb,
woman,
Deb.
and my current boyfriend now. I mean, he was a mechanic. I made like at the time we first started dating twice as much as him. Like he doesn't have a college degree, but like that, all that stuff, I guess I'll say at the end, like it didn't matter. Like he treated me right, very upstanding gentleman, and you always have room to grow. Now he's taking like tech courses to be a software developer. So where you meet someone
See,
is
oh, I
is
gotta
not
say
always
something.
where they're gonna be.
Soon as she Oh my God. Like with that, honestly, I feel like when you build that relationship mentally, that stuff goes out the window because you get to know the person. And that's the difference to me. That's huge because he wasn't my type. I fell in love with the person he was, the way that he spoke, the way he made me feel, how open he was, all that. It wasn't no physical, nothing. So,
And
yep, that's one of the
those guys
things.
get looked over so much. Those guys
Yep,
get looked over so
exactly.
much because I think as women sometimes we want these finished products. Like we want these finished projects as with men, like he got to make this and that. You can never have someone that's like trying to get there because what? We don't want to be taking all these fears. We don't want to be taken advantage of. Oh, I ain't going to be a ride or die. Then he leave me for someone else. That may be the case, but guess what? I'm unforgettable. I be having exes all down my I ignore it, but you know yourself, you know what you have to offer. Whether someone appreciates it or not, they come and go. That's life, that's dating, that's love. Sometimes it's a losing game. You know, we can't be afraid to take these L's. That's the beauty of it, right? You might find this beautiful crafted love and you might get hurt. That's the gamble that you're, signing up for.
I just want to say
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
This is really opening my eyes a lot, and I know I've heard people from in the background saying it's helping them out as well. So I appreciate all these talks that we have. Welcome in, April Showers. What do you would like to contribute to the live stream?
First, I want to thank you for allowing me to come up, and hello to everybody on the panel and
Hey,
everybody
April.
in the chat. Now, how I got to know Miss T is I was going to her show in the morning, and you were dating a guy that was from Texas. And I saw fun there, laughter, and you sort of gave me hope because it was long distance. And I think I went through a spell while I was sick because I've been having a lot of health issues since I had my breast removed. So I wasn't going to your show that much in the morning. And then I come up and you and the guy wasn't together anymore. I'm not trying to be personal, but
Okay.
I saw you being happy. Um, he making you laugh. Y'all was I looked forward to coming to your show in the morning, and you gave me hope. Um, so that's all I wanted to say. And I was always like, well, what happened to her and that guy? Because I mean, y'all was really fun to watch in the morning when he came to town. But I did see you happy. You was laughing. He was, um, you know, talking to the audience and everything, and it was great to come to your channel. You
Well,
gave me hope. Yeah.
I can answer it for you. So
Okay.
he actually ended up moving here, like he's right around the corner. It's like I said earlier, it's all good when you're talking, but I'm more of a visual. So he was like, oh, it's fine that you're doing YouTube, it's fine that you're doing this and that. So my channel started growing. I started putting in more time. My daughter, she's about to go to college. So, we did some college visits and tours and talking to college and stuff. So I put him on the back burner. Like, my child is always going to be number one. That's my ride or die. So we got into a heated argument. It came to, oh, you're on YouTube all the time. And, you helping your daughter out, but you're not making time for me kind of thing. And, he just wanted more of my time, which I did not have. And so, it just didn't work that way. So, yeah, that's why that didn't work. And then Miss Shirley said, what if your new friend said, stop doing your clothing hauls? This is who I was before, they met me. So I just not
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh,
you do
heck
nice
no.
clothing hauls and all of those pictures that you show. You look very beautiful.
Well, thank
Hmm.
you, people.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people,
Yeah.
not a lot of people,
Well,
but
I just always wondered about that, cause but y'all, you did give me hope, like it could work.
it's
Okay.
no possibility it could work. I mean, just our situation with what I had going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, that did I don't know. That was my first and only, and it just ended like so badly. Like he
well,
really went off on me for like, you doing this, and that. I was like, I told you this before you even flew out here. Like, I don't understand
Mhm.
where this is where this is coming from, but
Yeah,
Have you
but
ever have you
it
ever
was
been
great, and
open?
hopefully we will we'll see somebody else again. Somebody else will come along again. But it was really great and encouraging um, when you two was together. That's all I wanted to say. So I got my answer because I always wanted to ask you that. But yeah, you gave me hope. Yeah, and there's still hope for
yeah,
all of us.
okay.
Amen.
It just makes it harder. Like all this BS that I went through in relationships, it just makes it harder for me to like A, open up, and then B, to trust. Like, oh, you said this over the phone, it was okay. But now that you're here, it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So I just have a lot of issues. And I appreciate everybody listening to them and helping me out with them.
Okay.
Would you have ever been open to compromise though? Or is it more like it is what it is? This is when I do YouTube. This is what my daughter needs. That's it.
Well, I didn't see an opening for me to compromise because like I did coffee and conversations in the morning. Um, I was being interviewed like in the afternoons, and then after my interviews, I would go to the little college visits with my daughter, and then by the time
Mhm.
I came home, it's time to go. It's time to eat and go to bed. Like there was nothing else.
Can I ask this follow-up question?
Mhm.
Do you feel like you have a problem with saying no?
Uh, no, I'll say that in a heartbeat. Like
Okay.
I told him, I said, this is not the right time to come down here because, you know, I'm doing a lot of stuff with my daughter right now. At the time, I was helping her get her license, so she was taking her back and forth to driver's ed, the college visits, and everything else. I
Yeah.
was like, wait until she gets her car. She was in the nursing program. I was trying to, she can't sign her own paperwork to get her shots and stuff. I was taking her back and forth to the hospital to do all that paperwork. I was telling him now is not the time. I am busy. Like, no, don't come. But he was like, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just feel like I tried. I said no, but he came down here anyways.
Well, no, as in opportunities, like extra opportunities that may present themselves. Like that. Do you have a feeling of if I don't say yes to this like interview, for instance, then I might miss out on something. Like, like because for me, sometimes I have a hard time saying no to like job opportunities or extra money, or like sometimes you just may have to say no. And if it's a matter of just compromising, like, well, do I have to do this interview? Yes, I'm trying to work a YouTube channel, but YouTube ain't gonna keep me warm at night. Like I also do want a partner. I also do want someone to, spend my time with and spend my life with. So it might have to be somewhat of a compromise there. So that's why I asked, do you have a problem with saying no in terms of like maybe opportunities that, I mean, your daughter, I get that, that's a given, but like YouTube, extra opportunities, like did they necessarily have to happen, or could someone else have filled that spot for that person?
I feel based on what he was telling me when he was in Texas before he came down here, he was like, YouTube's not a problem. Do you grow your channel? And I'm here for you. He stayed here with me for a couple weeks. So, he was like, I'm always here, do what you gotta do and then come. And I think like he was just saying that to make me happy and he was holding it all in. And then when he couldn't take it no more, it just kind of blew up. That's what I
Did he have friends or family up there? So
mm-mm.
that's another thing. He had no life. You literally were his center, like his world. I think he probably should have got out more, so he wouldn't even realize that you did spend a lot of time doing this. I think wherever he was from in Texas, he probably had, homeboys he can go out with. He had a job, like, I mean, he moved there. It's just like you're the only person he knows.
Yeah, I know. And I felt bad. And I kept telling him, I said, now is not the time. Now,
Yeah,
now is definitely not the time.
yeah.
And I mean, he came down here, I still was like, okay, well, let's do it. You here now. So
Yeah, and you want to honor your commitments. I mean, that's all that means. You want to be, you know, you want to honor your obligations. Like you're telling him, no, I don't, because you want to be committed to the things you already said you would, and including him. So, I mean, that's, it just don't work out. It's nobody's fault, I don't feel like, but things could have been
Yeah.
different. He could have found something else to do with his time, like you did, right? Like
I was trying to
constructive.
like make time for him as well. Like I would drop my daughter off to go to driver's ed, and then like we would like sneak off and go to eat while we waiting on her to
Yeah.
get done with her class and stuff like that. So I did try to put an effort and make it work. It just wasn't in store for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you'll find somebody else will come along. They always told me to look at every experience as a learning experience, and then also, look at self too and say, well, did I do anything wrong? So it would help me with the next relationship.
Amen.
So
I know
yeah.
for myself, I do need to work more on communication as well, and not just wait for it on the other side. And I love what you said, Lanice, about trying to find somebody that looks good on paper. I might be missing out on so many different opportunities because I just have one standard of what I like, what I'm attracted to on the outside. Welcome back. Make this go viral.
I had to come up. I'm cooking breakfast, but I had to come back up. That guy deboed and bullied his way into your life. He never fit. Like, come on. Somebody tell you not to come and you're gonna leave what you know and where you only know one person and then demand her time after she's already told you. No, he wasn't the right one. Period. He sound like a controlling person. That just kind of set me off. I had to come back up and say that. Like, no, he didn't. I would never move somewhere that somebody's telling me no, it's not the right time. And I totally feel like that too, Miss T. Like right now is not the right time because I'm not willing to put aside my YouTube and all of that. I feel like I wasted enough time. I'm trying to get to it quick and build generational wealth. So for me, I don't want nobody standing in the way of that. And the right person is going to fit right in. And it might need to be another creator who understands it. You know what I'm saying? They respect the game.
Somebody who understands.
But then again,
yeah.
Go ahead, Miss T.
I was thinking about that. Like, well, he was a content creator as well. I mean, he wasn't a full-time like, me and you are, but like he also had a YouTube channel and everything else. So that's another reason why I was like, okay, he understands where I'm coming from. As far as, I'm doing this on YouTube, somebody goes live here and they ask me to pop up. So
I'm talking about somebody that meets your grind, somebody that treat their channel like a business like you do. He didn't meet your grind. I mean, we all got YouTube channels if you're on YouTube, but are you really working on it? So nah. But okay, I'm gonna go back down. I'm listening.
Okay,
I feel like it could have been things too. Maybe if he could have, if the trust was there and he had a good rapport with your daughter and you trust him around there, it could have been situations where he could have alleviated those tasks, like maybe taking your daughter to, like if he lived there, taking your daughter places or getting her, something to help you alleviate, because I feel like you're being split into two. One was business, one was with your family. How can he insert himself and make things easier for you? I feel like maybe he could have did better in that sense. I don't know the whole situation, but from my perspective, I would be thinking like, okay, well, what do I need to go? I don't know, shop on Shein and get you your little haul. So like, what do I need to do to make sure I can have this time with you? Do I need to take your daughter here? What she need? You know what I mean? I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I did try to tell him, I said, now's not the time. I could see now tomorrow we might have to do like how do you get past open up trust again? Like I know you said like you've been through like your college.
Yeah, sweetheart. Yeah. And that was one of those things where I knew he was moving. He was from a small town. I knew he was moving to Florida. You ain't never seen as many women as you have. You know what I mean? Like you about to be an engineer. You gonna have money. Go down there in Florida, enjoy it. I was still in Alabama. I was like, go enjoy yourself. He's like, no, I want to be with you. And same with you. Like, I was like, no, let's break up because I just want you to go. I mean, we're 20 something years old at that point, I want you to enjoy yourself. He's like, no, adamant. And I think it was just so I could be a placeholder, honestly, to like, have some safe space for him while he, explores Florida or whatever. But I think it's just all communication, honestly. And sometimes we have to make hard decisions.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? What does someone need to bring to the table? I don't know. What would you like them? I need that to be more specific. I don't understand the question. Everybody's saying hi. He was just being needy. Yeah, that's a little back to
Yeah,
that.
I don't know all of the details of the relationship. I was just saying what I saw,
Yeah.
when I came to your channel and I saw Happy, and y'all was doing shows together, and it gave me hope. And now I'm getting the details. But I think also, when we have been single for so long, and you know our children do come first. We have other things before a relationship, and sometimes we just ain't gonna compromise. like
Mm-hmm.
like she said, her daughter came first. She was gonna do everything it took, you know to be there for her daughter. And so she didn't she wasn't gonna compromise. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I'm just glad I got the answer to that question, because I always, you know, wanted to ask, and now I finally got the answer. Because it was like, what happened to that guy? Yeah, yeah, y'all would be sitting at the table, and I used to enjoy, and I still enjoy coming to your shows. But like I said, it gave me hope that a long distance relationship can work. So,
Yeah.
um, also,
That's
I want to
awesome.
request your permission. I have StreamYard too. Can I try to run the show through my channel?
Okay.
Okay, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay.
So, Miss Lenise, how did you overcome, like, okay, the high school boyfriend? Okay, so was that like your only serious relationship before the relationship you was in now? Was the high? I mean, yeah, the college. I'm sorry, the college.
College. No, I dated someone in high school actually, and I went to the college I went to for that person. They were a year younger than me. They were a junior. I was a senior, and they were like, "Y'all really want to go to Auburn?" And I didn't really have any colleges in mind at the time, so I enrolled in Auburn. Literally a week before I went off to college, the junior was like, "You know what? We about to be long distance." So it's just funny how this all like unraveled. But he's like, "We about to be long distance. I want you to enjoy college," and like broke up with me. So I would say that was kind of like my first little serious relationship. So I've had back and forth with long distance, and I know a lot of people are kind of opposed to that for that reason. Maybe they did try it or whatever, what have you. But no, it wasn't. It was, I guess, this is a third kind of serious relationship.
Okay, because maybe it's just me because like I'm a little bit older than you, so like maybe I've like experienced so much
Mm-hmm.
negative relationships and toxicity. Like I don't know,
No,
maybe
I get you.
it's just gonna take more for me to like open up and trust. So I really want to do tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
how do you how will somebody like myself relieve all the negative? Like when I'm first,
Have you ever gone to therapy?
that's a good answer. No, I have not.
I mean, it could be something to talk to someone like non-biased. You know what I mean? Like your friends, they do love you, they want what's best for you, but sometimes their perspective can be skewed. You know, and honestly, too, relying on that partner. Say you have a partner and you kind of dump all of your like trauma and trust issues on. Sometimes that could be a lot for them because they're a person just trying to walk through life just like you.
Mm,
So but I will say we talked about on our show dating just in the Black community in general. I mean, just through these decades and just different times we all grew up, it's perceived a lot differently. I mean, Kelvin and I mean, I'm 29, he's 32. We weren't allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends. Like he was saying, his mom would go up to the job, and this, I have a point to this. He like in finding girls, like you can't be dating. And so when we finally did get on our own, we just have no, we don't even know what love is. You don't even know how to navigate it because we don't know how to court, we don't know how to communicate, you know and it plays out into our adulthood. We still have that same, kind of adolescent mindset when it comes to love and dating because I don't know, it's just not talked about. It's not talked about enough. And I think it still pours out into adulthood. I mean, even my mom, she's 47 and she's been married 4 times and she's had a rough end with dating. She calls me for dating advice, dating advice. She's married now, but just, things that will go on. But I just think in general, just in the Black community, dating is just it's a very difficult thing to navigate. Whereas our white peers, they bringing their boyfriends on family vacation. They all out in the house, maybe to spend the night. I don't agree with that, but to spend the night. I mean, it is very much so like they kind of get it. They get married young, they have kids, they live happily ever after. With us, oh, we just talking. I don't know what we got going on. It's just so skewed. We don't like. It's like we just don't know what the hell we're doing in terms of dating relationships. Everybody's confused.
I totally agree with that because me growing up and starting dating when I was like 15, 16, it was very limited talking. It was just pretty much sex. Okay, be home by this time.
Which is so much more than just that. Like,
right. And now having a 15, 16-year-old, we talk. I want her to be my best friend, and vice versa, whatnot. But my friends who have children the same age, they're like, for some reason, the son can go out and date and hang out as long as he wants, but the daughter is more like, no, you ain't going nowhere. Which I think if you like overbear a child like that, they're going to become resilient. They're going to be like, I'm going to start sneaking out the house. I'm going to do this. My mom won't do nothing. But I tried to give my little piece of advice, and
well, and I just say as it terms of like as it relates to long distance, like I think we got to go back like deeper. Like what is dating to you? What is love? Like, and you have to communicate these things and pinpoint and able to express it to your partner, because y'all on two different pages on what is commitment, what is loyalty, what is this, what are we doing, what is trust. What are some things that are going to make me feel secure in this relationship? I just think you got to go back a little bit and really dig deep. Like, what do you actually want, like, as a person? Because I talked to a lot of single women, and I asked them, like, are y'all asking these questions? Are y'all vetting out these guys? And it's like, well, I don't want to scare them off. Scare them.
Right.
Like, scare them. So, no, I mean, I think it's just one of those things. You tell this person, hey, what do you need to feel more emotionally comfortable and competent that this relationship is going to work? And if that's just too much for them, that's just not the right person. And it's like, peace. Like, next train coming soon. Like, it is what it is. It's just part of the process.
Right. Children and
Do you
personality.
do you think a lot of us have the attitude of it's my way, or the highway?
Yeah.
Like, we don't even want to compromise. Do you guys feel like a lot of us have that attitude? Like, this is my way, it ain't your way, my way, or you can hit the highway.
Absolutely, especially our culture. Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. Compared to like a Caucasian lady, to me, I've never been Caucasian, but they're more bubbly and open, and we always known as the angry Black woman. If you don't like it, kick rocks kind of attitude. That's just my opinion.
Do you feel like that stems, and I would ask you too, Ms. Fox, do you feel like that stems from, I feel like it stems from like upbringing as well. I mean, here you are, you're never allowed to have really any freedom of speech at home, never allowed to make any type of decisions, and you're just told what to do. Oh, because I'm grown, I'm the adult, you the child, and then at 18 you get out. Like, you got to leave now. So it's like I was never even able to have any type of self-advocacy for myself or stand up for myself or make any real rash decisions. So yeah, when I am in adulthood, I'm almost kind of overly expressing that independence now. Well, shit, now it's my apartment. I do what I want to do. Ain't no man doing this. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do, because you're so repressed from like childhood. You've never been able to make decisions for yourself ever. So yeah, someone comes in, they're threatening that. You're not my mama. I've always been told what to do. I've never been able to express myself. And I don't know, I feel like it's really, you got to get some help, talk to someone, and get those repressed issues out in the forefront. Why are you so hyper independent?
Fathers are more protective of the girls. Most definitely. What's up, Chicago Mike the shooter?
Well, thanks for allowing me to come up.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, girl. Anytime.
Yeah, thanks for allowing me. And I finally got the answer to the questions I always wanted to ask you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Unbiased wanted to let people know she was born Caucasian. I just a
See,
real dark skin tan. Oh, I never knew that,
why,
Unbiased. Thank you for sharing.
why is she like this?
But yes, April, come on up whenever you fit. Oh, okay. Well, she done cut out. All right. We always think the other side of the fence is better. Yeah. You never know what goes on. You know, like I said, I've never been Caucasian, so I don't know.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say it's better, but I would even just say culturally in general, like a lot, just dating, even finances, like just a lot of how we operate is just out of almost fear, like we're making impulse decisions. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of work needs to be done. And the more educated we are, the more we work on ourselves, I think we'll be better fit for, a partner. It's
Right.
not dating. To me, it's just not all about just love and buying gifts. Like, this is a person you're entering into a partnership with. Do they have any financial wounds? And I mean, these are things like we just now moved in together. We already kind of not squabbling, but just like, okay, like let's budget a little bit. We run into the grocery store too much, and it's just a sit down conversation. Hey, I think we should budget out this. Like, what are your thoughts on it? And that's it. There's gonna be some type of disagreement. I mean, we're human. I would hate to be with someone that just agreed to everything I wanted to do.
Right. I've
That's
been in that
boring.
situation. They did that just to get me to shut up, and I hated it. I love
Really?
yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Miss T. Okay, all right. What's for dinner? I'm like, really? David Corey said we all have some type of bad parenting skills. Busy Mama said, I treat my kids, regardless boy or girl, the same. I share the same knowledge. I will say it isn't received the same. However, the information has been given.
That's real. Because they're your kids are their own individuals. Boy or girl, no one's smarter or dumber. They're unique.
True. Black place to be. If we can't take the children, we shouldn't be there. Okay. Happy Tuesday to everybody from JB. Oh Lord. Okay. Hold on, Chicago Mike. Well, the thing should be pinned up there. Let me see. Boop. Boop. Okay. Let me see. What else? Everybody's out here speaking, girl. They are speaking. She, you still there? Marriage is not a partnership.
Yes.
That's the problem. Oh, okay.
Good perspective.
I would say to that, I say it a lot of times. It's like having a business. When you incorporate a corporation, you and your team, just two people. Let's say it's two people making a corporation. You got to have things in place so the corporation can run smoothly. And then if the corporation divides, just like a business, as far as the relationship, like a divorce, you got to have things in play at that as well. So you know it's certain things you want to keep into play because, like when she was talking about earlier about the money situation, some men do make a good amount of money and they tend to have certain type of ways about themselves, and some men don't make a lot of money and they have certain ways about themselves. So it's all depending on the person you want to deal with at that particular time because you might have a janitor that makes reasonable amount of money that can sustain a household, but he has a kind heart. And then you can have a guy who makes tons of money, and just like the situation she was talking about earlier about the guy, he could be a player. It's all and that's not even the same because it's different for everybody. The so-called mediocre guy, he's not always the kind-hearted person. He can be just as vindictive as the guy who makes a whole bunch of money because it's all adapting to the mindset. Like I was talking about earlier, when it comes to family structure. I literally talk to my kids. I was gonna play this video. My wife told me don't do it because I was talking to my son and he was saying something like, yeah, you should be married because he's 12 years old. I got twins. So he's like, yeah, you should be married because y'all can help each other. And then when y'all have kids, you can make the kids do the work and clean up the house and stuff. And I started laughing. I was like, so that's what you think we got y'all for? You think me and your mama had, what, 9 months just to have some workers in the house? And he's like, nah, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, basically, it's teaching you responsibility. And I say, well, as far as the marriage structure wise, I said it's good. It's two is always better than one. 2 eyes is
Mm.
better than 2 feet is better than 2 hands is better than one. The thing is, those 2 hands and feet working together. If my both of my feet trying to hop or skip at the same time, and that's jumping. That's not walking. So I can't walk with both of my feet moving at the same time. That's a jump. So that's the thing. You got to be on the same page. You take one step, I take one step. That's why when I hear a lot of men say, well, I run my house and I'm this and that, I'm like, me and my wife, we work things out together. But at the same time, I try to make the better decisions that's going to be better for the family. But I never discount my wife. If she has knowledge, I'm going to listen to her. If it makes sense, okay, well, we messed up. All right, now let's do it my way. And then we work together on it. And see, that's the whole structure, even in like the past relationships that you have. Those relationships should teach you how to move forward, not have
Yeah.
you scared and feared, because you'll never literally find no one if you always walking like, oh, I'm gonna step on an ant. Oh, I'm gonna break my toe. Like, you don't walk like that every day. Why do you live life in relationships like that? That's why I was saying, like,
Amen.
you should walk into it as a friendship. So you meet someone, have the talk. That's why I was saying earlier about getting flew out. If you get flew out and this guy expecting sex and you don't want to do that, that should have been already established on the phone. You should already know what type of person you're dealing with. The assumption is he should have knew I was not that type of person to have sex, but y'all be on the phone talking about kissing and positions. What do you think he's? I mean, it's like a unwritten type of thing. If I'm not acting sexually or I don't want to have sex, I'm not gonna have any indication that sex is on the table. You talk to me, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna bring up sex. I'm not gonna talk about sexual toys. I'm not gonna talk about kissing. And if you anytime you say something, I'm gonna shoot that down so you already know expecting. Ooh, this guy he rough. He don't want to have sex. All he want to do is just talk. You're gonna expect that because of the way that person carries themselves. Everybody
Yeah.
has that expectation. I can talk you into it, but hey,
Mm.
That's a good perspective. That's a really good perspective.
Welcome in, Beauty Boss by Jamie. Thank you for coming in. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else.
Now, I agree with what he said. I would say just start off as friends and really ask yourself, what do you want out of life in general? What do you want out of life? And whenever you meet a person, if where they're at that point is something that you just don't see yourself willing to handle or willing to accept, then don't go in thinking that you can change this person to be what you want them to be, because that never works out. You know.
I can agree with that.
That's all yeah, that's all I gotta say. I say I try to do that with my ex. He wasn't the mushy romantic type, um, but I was, and I was just thinking if I held out long enough, maybe he would change, or maybe he would be those type of things. But they weren't, and now I did find someone that is that type and more on my level, and I'm happier. So you're never stuck. And the last thing I'll say is don't let your past dictate your present, because you don't live there no more.
Amen. Amen.
For
I love
sure.
it. I love it. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times also. Well, maybe once we get deeper into the relationship, he'll become more, lovey-dovey and stuff like that. If that's how they are, that's just how they are. I mean, there's no changing people on certain things. So
Yeah. And there's a woman for them. Maybe it's a woman who don't like to be touched and don't like all that. She just like quality time or whatever. You know what I mean? That's cool. Like the woman was saying earlier with love languages. Find your match. Find who you mesh with well, and everything's not gonna be perfect. But if 80%, 90% of it is there, you just gonna have to, just deal with the rest. I mean, and then half the time that 10% is just something nitpicky, like leaving their clothes on the floor or dishes in the sink.
David,
I can live with that.
David Corey said he's looking for somebody who knows how to change some oil. Okay. Well, good luck on that mission.
Yeah, you might need a buddy.
Okay. Accept what you can and don't. Oh, it jumped on me.
And
Sorry.
see what you can.
Uh, what's left is not. It is worth it or not. Okay.
Facts.
Some men are cautious about relationships, just like women. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Amen.
So I'm asking.
that's what I wanted to say about earlier.
Uh huh.
like when y'all was talking about, women having the relationships and being caught, like men go through so much dealing with certain, like always.
Uh-oh. She?
Hello.
Okay, we hear you. We got Chicago Mike
All
up
right.
here too.
Yeah, but it's like you got to go through this same process. Like with women, they say, "Man, I hope this dude is like this." You got to understand, as a man, if I'm the provider and I pay for everything, I got to make sure you're not playing me. I'm not gonna make sure you're trying to be a foodie, just going out with me just for dates. And then when the relationship gets serious, you kind of, dip out. So that always plays a big part in a man. And then even with women, like you get tired of getting shot down so much as a man, and like I'm putting my heart, I'm trying to be the right person, I'm being the right man that women like, but then the women don't go for the man that they like until they start, I say, get into their grown phase and want to establish, more things in life. That's when they say, well, I can't be dating the bad boy. So it's like it's an up and down slope. And most men, I always tell them, just stay productive. If you can't find a woman, just stay productive, keep making money. And if you don't find a woman, be sure you're heading on the right path for your life.
Can I interject and say, I think Chris Rock said you'll always lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money. Just what you said.
Okay.
It's so true. Be productive.
What's up, Chicago Mike? How you doing?
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
What's up with all these truck drivers, by the way? Okay, we got Sheed, we had Can't Stop, we got Chicago Mike, all these truck drivers coming up here. What you guys say, Mr. Truck Driver?
Well, you forgot a shooter also.
Okay, Chicago Mike, the shooter.
I mean, well, I just wanted to come up and say hey, and I was, based off what's your name, brother? My bad.
Sheed.
She.
Yeah, I'm just saying my
Nice to
name
meet
to Rashid because everybody.
So can you like rewind some of the stuff you were saying? Not everything, but just certain like important stuff. What you were saying.
I mean, it's a 2-hour show.
As
What?
far as
I literally just jumped on,
Oh,
so
you talking about, as
we,
far as the relationship, what I was just saying earlier, or about men,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
about men being more productive, and because we always have situations to where we have to be the provider, and in a situation we don't want to get taken advantage of with women. You know,
right, right.
okay. Well,
you need more. You
we're
need
about to
more.
wrap it up. Do you have any other words or anything?
I Yeah, I would say with that situation, women, we're both equal. I would both equally agree. And I think a lot of people halt themselves from just, I don't know, pouring into people for that reason. I just say be yourself. I mean, I don't think any time is time wasted. I mean, you got to enjoy their company for the person you thought they were at the time. Yeah, you might have took her out on a few dates. Okay, she looked bad. She looked good. Gave you a little laughs at your lame jokes. I mean, there is. I feel like there's still an exchange. I don't feel like it's any time or money wasted. I mean, you still got to spend time with a beautiful woman. She got to spend time with a handsome man. Yeah, she probably enjoys some food. It is what it is. I mean, I first met Kelvin. His apartment looked a little crazy. First 2 weeks we dated, yeah, I cleaned up a little bit. Would I be called to pick me and that I shouldn't have been cleaning up no man's house? I don't know. Probably not, but that's just me. If I see myself, I don't know, maybe just as a woman, if I see where I can insert myself, I didn't look at, if it didn't work out, I'm not looking at that as I didn't clean up his house for nothing, my back hurting, all that time I wasted like helping him out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I thought he was a nice guy at the time it's almost like an Indian giver when you have that mentality. I feel like I ain't gonna take her out on dates and spend too much because I might have wasted my money or time. Like we all are, using
Yeah,
our time, whether
invested
it's
something.
financially, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or quality time. We're investing something, and you wouldn't have did it if you didn't feel good about that person at the time that you did it. So that's money spent, that's time spent, that's effort spent. It is what it is. And I will say when people have that mindset, like daily, and like, oh no, she gonna play me. Let's just do something cheap and free or whatever. I mean, you're only hindering yourself from a good experience. Yeah, you might have to spend a little dollars. Girls, you might have to spend a little extra. But if both y'all having a good time and you enjoy each other's company, is it really wasted?
Does anybody like multiple women relationships? No. Not here.
I'm cool on that.
I
I'm
don't.
cool on that.
Uh,
But no, I've enjoyed the show, Miss T. You know, I had to come up and speak my piece. We're gonna be on here more. We just still got moving boxes everywhere.
I
But
bet
long
y'all moved from
distance,
state to state. I understand.
So
I miss.
did you
long
move to
distance for
North
the win.
Carolina or to Atlanta?
He moved here to Atlanta with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, y'all
Oh,
can go on
that's
Love at First Sight, SITE on Instagram, and I did a little video, so you guys can look at that. But yeah, I mean, his job transferred great. He's closer, literally 10 miles down the road. I just got an additional job, so we get to see each other, making good money, fixing credits, budgeting, you know, just
that's awesome.
working on us ourselves as individuals, but coming together and like trying to, you know, build a life together at 29 and 32. So
I'm
I
glad
can
it's
I
tell.
working
mean,
I can tell the long distance relationship was rocky at first.
oh, could you?
out. Yeah.
No, I'm asking you, not to be rude.
Oh, was it rocky?
Yeah.
No. I think like anything, if you're intentional, you schedule it in. You prioritize things are important. Hey, I ain't got no money this week to catch a bus or, you know, put some gas in the car. I got you on the 21st though. And then we plan these things out. We're intentional with our time. We talked on the phone a lot. We communicated. And I will say if you're in a place where you can't give someone in the physical sense all your time, long distance relationships are great. You know, whether you're in school or like maybe you have to take a higher position in your job, whatever, be gone more, man, that is like, it's beautiful. You got like, you know, some comfort, a partner you could talk to every day, but still getting your own bag. And when you guys come together and you finish, you know, school, what have you, you know, his workload is less and whatever the case may be. I think it's beneficial for people who have a busy life and maybe don't have time for a relationship in the physical sense. But no, I mean, we've been communicating ever since. Even before we met, we said, hey, I'm feeling you on the phone. This is verbatim a conversation we had. I'm feeling you, but what if it's not there when we meet in person? He was like, I mean, you cool.
Right.
You ever in Charlotte? We could kick it. And I said, cool. I mean, you cool too. If you ever in Atlanta, we can kick it. And that way it was no pressure when we met because we had already laid that on the table. Like if it didn't work out, you know, the chemistry wasn't there or whatever in person. So communication is key, and don't be afraid to run people off and say how you feel. I mean, it's how you feel. If you're going to be upset about it for not advocating for yourself and stepping up, then you're just going to be miserable regardless. So you might as well get it all out there, say how you feel, and allow that open dialogue and a dialect, and let him say the same things too. So no, it wasn't rocky. We communicate well. There were times where I was a little like impatient because I'm like, damn, it's been 3 weeks. What's up? Like, I need some touch and love and
Yeah.
whatever. But that too shall pass. And even though you might not be in a long distance relationship now, say you get married and your wife gets sent off on business for 2 months, your time will come where you guys may not be together all the time. So don't discount it and don't make your loyalty based off proximity just yet, because there may be a time where it's challenged. So that goes for anybody, period. Like you may be challenged in that way.
Well, thank you. Great answer. Great answer. I'm about to get up off of here because my phone is blowing up.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Miss T.
No problem. This is your friend, Beauty Boss
Sorry,
by Jamie.
sorry for coming up so late. I've just been working a lot and sleeping a lot.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Um, that's why I ask questions. I'm currently in that situation. Be dumb if you won't. So I appreciate everybody coming in. We're gonna have more topics tomorrow. I'm glad Love at First Sight was able to come up here because her real life experience is long distance relationships. So yes, thank you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, you know, Miss Lenise. Well, Wednesday's her. That's the day you gotta like roll out and drive to work and all that good stuff.
Oh, Jesus, yes. I'll try to sneak on. I'm sneaking on now.
But thank y'all so much for coming in. I appreciate y'all. And
No
until
problem.
tomorrow, y'all, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.